What's going on, money lovers? Welcome back. So I've been getting a lot of questions about Voyager Digital stock. Why does it keep crashing? What's going on? Why isn't this company going up while Bitcoin keeps going up? So we're going to talk a lot about that. And Voyager Digital today is actually up over 9%. No explanation for that yet. It could just be, the bullishness surrounding the Bitcoin ETFs, but I don't see any direct news pertaining to Voyager Digital, even though the CEO was on CNBC talking the other day. We're going to take a look at that clip in a minute. If you enjoy the video today, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop me a comment below. I think if, this is the kind of stock, if it just keeps dropping here and nothing's changed with the fundamentals, the business is doing fantastic. As I've outlined in my previous videos, they're growing at an insane rate. They're getting more and more users each quarter and more revenue per user. So check out my past videos on Voyager if you want to hear more about their, earnings reports. This is a buying opportunity. I mean, if you believe in the company and nothing has fundamentally changed except the stock price keeps going down, why wouldn't you buy more? I mean, look, this thing's gone from $30, it's down to $10 right now still. And this just hasn't been a good year for small cap companies in general. Voyager's market cap sits at around 2 billion Canadian, so maybe, I don't know what, someone can convert that in the comments below, maybe like 1.7 billion US, somewhere around there. So it's a very small company, but they're growing fast. I think that they can compete with Coinbase because they seem to offer a better product in every way, and they want to get into so much more than crypto. They want to have their own debit cards, credit cards, be a full-fledged stock brokerage eventually, and I think they can do it. As long as they continue to execute and, their actions align with what they're saying, then this is a great company to buy. I mean, up today, maybe people are finally waking up to it. And just look at a recent example of Alibaba stock. I've been buying Alibaba stock despite all the people, this is a little bit different. Obviously, you have a lot of external factors with the Chinese government here. But I mean, look at this. So far, it's turning around. I mean, Alibaba's up, we're talking 26% since October 4th here. This is a company, again, nothing fundamentally changed about it. It's trading at its 2017 levels, and it's doing what Amazon does, and they're expanding. This is a great business that just continues to grow. So you got to look at these as buying opportunities when they're beaten down. So just like Alibaba, I think the Voyager, this is a great buying opportunity. So next, I want to take a quick look at the Voyager CEO Steve Ehrlich's interview he recently gave on CNBC. So let's take a look at that.
But from a Voyager perspective, we're excited about having a Bitcoin ETF, even though it's on the future side, because I think it starts to show that it's being more accepted by the government, by the SEC. And it looks like that would be the first step until then we get, hopefully, a Bitcoin ETF that would be based upon the spot, which we think is really the next step and will even drive more adoption into the crypto space. But at least the ETF on the future side will allow advisors into the space to put more Bitcoin into their accounts for their customers.
Steve made a lot of good points there. A Bitcoin ETF is only going to help the cryptocurrency industry because even if people are buying the ETF and not using Voyager, I mean, the more people you get into this cryptocurrency ecosystem, the more that they'll trust it, seeing their brokers recommend it, their financial advisors, being able to have them invest in these ETFs. And then eventually, I think, what are people going to do who are intelligent? Are you going to buy cryptocurrency indirectly, own your Bitcoin, not even own your Bitcoin directly, owning it through an ETF that gives you nothing? Or are they going to look to Voyager, who's going to pay them interest on their cryptocurrency? They could buy Bitcoin and earn interest on it. The interest rate right now, I believe, is something like 5.5 or 5.75% on Bitcoin. Add to that your 0.5% booster if you have 500 VGX tokens, and you're talking over 6% yield on your Bitcoin. Are you going to go for the Bitcoin ETF that gives you 0% yield or 6% yield? To me, it's an obvious choice. I mean, if you have $10,000 in Bitcoin, now you're making $600 annually in passive income, free Bitcoin, however you want to look at it. You have $100,000 in it. Now you're going to get $6,000 a year. I mean, pretty unbeatable. Nobody has interest rates that can compare to that. So even if most people don't switch over to Voyager, all they need to do is capture a very small portion of this whole industry, and they're going to do very well. And it's clear that they'll be able to, as we see, they continue to grow. This is going to get more people involved in cryptocurrency. Many of those people are going to trickle into Voyager once they find out about it.
Speaks to the regulatory framework, perhaps, that's beginning to emerge around cryptocurrencies overall. How do you expect that to evolve?
Look, we're really excited about and support a regulatory environment for cryptocurrencies. That's the natural progression of this asset class. And I think when you do add regulation and thoughtful regulation to the ecosystem, it's going to spur adoption. And that's what this industry really is looking for. Folks like us who are public companies, the first public company in the space that's transparent with customer funds, we're welcoming that adoption and that regulation, because that really will spur the safety and security of customer assets and the fact that they believe their assets are safe and secure.
more positives for Voyager, because the reason why a lot of their rollouts have been slow, and they're still not in Canada, they're not in New York yet, they just got approved for Europe. But the reason it's taking so long is because they are making sure that they do everything by the book, that they are going along with the regulations, so that they don't end up with a Binance type nightmare scenario. So this is all great. They're going about this in a cautious manner, and by taking the time to do that now, it's going to greatly help them in the future. So like you said, thoughtful regulation will be good for the crypto industry and beneficial to Voyager, as they will be one of the companies that will be able to reap the rewards of the regulation.
We've seen Bitcoin rally and other cryptocurrencies rally pretty strongly just since the start of this month. What do you attribute it to?
Look, I think there's a lot of adoption going on. We're seeing on our platform, we're seeing more and more consumers buying not just Bitcoin, but we're seeing them actually buy other level 1 protocols such as Algorand and Avalanche, and we're seeing more adoption. The NFTs are spurring more adoption too, as more people are coming into the marketplace and really starting to see some way to use the cryptocurrencies. And obviously, I think with Bitcoin, and we're seeing it as the reserve currency, as a replacement for gold, and more consumers wanting to hold that in their portfolio.
So this is an interesting point, and let me know if you're familiar with any of those cryptocurrency projects in the comments below. I'm not really, except for Cardano. I do own some Cardano, but I don't own the other ones. And I think moving forward, if I were to buy more crypto, it would probably just all be going into Bitcoin. But let me know what you think of those other cryptos in the comments below, or what projects excite you and why.
Yeah, I mean, we talk so much about Bitcoin. We talk about Ether as well and Ethereum. There are a number of other coins, though, that have been moving pretty dramatically this year. I mean, is it still really just Bitcoin, Ether, and everything else, or are there other coins that could potentially begin to take, for lack of a better term, market share?
We actually look at it and seeing Solana, Avalanche, Algorand, all Cardano taking market share on our platform from Ethereum, because we think there's an Ethereum alternative, a much cheaper, more efficient way to access NFTs and other protocols and other projects that are coming out. We're seeing more and more adoption of that on the platform, and our assets for those protocols are increasing every single day.
Interesting. So I guess as we head into the end of the year and beyond, I mean, we just had Fidelity on yesterday, and they're talking about the possibility of Bitcoin hitting $100,000. Where do you see it going?
Interesting question, because I said it was going to be $100,000 6 to 8 weeks ago, and I still believe in that I believe Bitcoin will be at $100,000 by the end of the year. We're seeing that increase in price, and I am well behind a $100,000 price target by the end of the year.
So there you have it, and he thinks Bitcoin gets to 100K by the end of the year. I know a lot of people are saying that. The way it's been moving, the last few days, it's believable. It's on the upswing, definitely. So last but not least, just on top of the crypto interest that Voyager offers, around 6% on Bitcoin, fluctuates a little bit. So I just want to touch on one other thing, and then we'll take a look. I'll give you guys an updated look at my Voyager crypto portfolio, which is a small segment of my overall investment strategy. But before we get to that, even these promos, I mean, you can make a lot of money. I'll put my link in the pinned comment below, and if you open an account with Voyager, deposit $100, they will give you $25 of free Bitcoin. So multiply that by everyone you can then go and invite. You can make a ton of money. So I might just let my crypto ride from here on out with the promos and the interest I'll be getting off Bitcoin, and I'm happy with that. So let's take a look at the portfolio. Alrighty, so here's a look at my small crypto portfolio here. I'm up to $4,800, almost $1,000 of gains. And as you can see in my little pie chart here, Bitcoin's my biggest position, 45% in Bitcoin. I have 25% in VGX, and then just some other coins here we'll look at. So Bitcoin's my largest position, up to $66,000 per Bitcoin, which is insane. It's going up at another few $1,000s every time I look at it. And I think if I were to put any more money into crypto in this account, it would all be going into Bitcoin. Then I have little bit of Ethereum, ADA, Dogecoin. A lot of these other ones are my lottery tickets. Shiba Inu, I got 3 million of these for free with Voyager promo, so I'm just gonna let that ride. BitTorrent, Digibyte, Stormex, also just lottery tickets to me that I'll see what happens. And then Voyager, I did splurge on. I bought 500 Voyager tokens to get that 0.5% interest boost. So that's where we're at. And then just to reiterate, I mean, here's a look at the crypto interest you can earn here. 5.75% on Bitcoin, 4.6% Ethereum, 5% ADA, and so on. Add in another 0.5% if you have the 500 VGX tokens. So that's where we're at today. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, drop me a comment below if you have any questions. This is Vinny from the Investment Club, and I'll see you next time.